This interview is part of a project to highlight the experiences of girls in robotics. So, whether you're on an all-girls team or on a co-ed team, we want to capture your voice, your challenges, leadership growth, and basically help robotics become more inclusive and representative for everybody. So, quick introduction. So, what is your name? What's your role on your team? And how long have you been involved with robotics? And kind of like, how did you get involved?
Yeah, so my name's Aditi Kambham. I'm on team 9023, the Future Martians, and also team 19708, the Emerald Bots. And I'm the Captain Emeritus of the Emerald Bots and the MEC Lead, and I was the president last year on Future Martians. This is going to be my ninth year in FIRST Robotics. So yeah, I got involved in fourth grade with FLL.
Yeah, very cool. So how would you describe your experience as a girl on a co-ed team in one word and why?
I'd probably say very motivated. You have to stay motivated as a girl because in STEM fields in general, and especially in robotics, there are not a lot of girls on teams. So you have to stay motivated to be able to keep up with everyone else and to present your ideas in a way that is clear to understand.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So moving into part two now, so this is more experiences in robotics. So when you first joined like your team, FTC, like the FTC team or your FRC team, how were you treated? And then how did that like shape your role on the team?
Yeah, so actually, my very first year of robotics, which was in FLL, the very first day we were meeting as a team, I went out to go greet the first person who came. The meeting was at my house that time, so I went out to greet the first person who came, who was a boy, and the first thing he ever said to me was, "What are you doing here? Girls can't do robotics."
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I really took that as like a personal attack, but I didn't like, take my vengeance out. I just made it so that I would prove everyone wrong that girls can do robotics, and I made sure that I was on the technical aspects of the team. So I was trying to do the robot design and coding in the like in my FLL team. So it kind of shaped my whole perspective to like prove everyone wrong and make sure that when I contribute something to the team, it's something of value. And that like I can prove myself that girls can do the tough work in robotics.
That's really cool. Glad you were able to prove them wrong. Next question. Have you ever felt like you had to, well, I think you kind of answered this. So, like, have
Yeah.
you had to prove yourself more than your male teammates? I know you just talked about like your experience with that in FLL, but like, have you seen that more in your FTC team and your FRC team till date?
Yeah, so in FRC especially, it's like a bigger team. Um, and it's a more male-dominated field, especially. I feel like boys in general will support each other and support their friends, but since there's not as many girls, we don't really have like people to support our ideas. So a lot of girls, I think, struggle with when they present an idea, they kind of internally struggle with, is this a good enough idea to talk to an entire group? Because like with boys, they can say an idea and it gets supported. But with girls, we have to think about all the loopholes, all the problems with our idea before presenting it. And I realized that a lot of times when I was going to present an idea, but I kind of doubted myself, another guy would have the same exact idea and say it, and I wouldn't get to say my idea, which is the same thing. So it's very like, especially as a girl in STEM, you have to kind of be very confident and just say your ideas, even though you're not sure how effective they'll be or how much, they'll work. So it's good to like think about your ideas a lot. But you want to, when you present your idea, you want to make sure you know everything about your idea so you can prove it that it's just not an idea that just popped up into your head and it's actually well thought out.
That's very good advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So more of like this is gonna be more on like when you started getting involved with FTC or FRC or even FLL. Did you ever feel like you were being pushed towards more like a non-technical role? I remember you just talked about like you want to take on more of the technical roles, kind of prove yourself to be spot on the team. But when you first joined, where you feel like you were pushed towards more like support roles that girls are usually pushed towards, like notes, outreach, instead of like actually hands-on building or coding?
Yeah, so in FLL, I was initially pushed towards the innovation project side, which was not very like robot based. It's mostly focusing on the community. But like I was pushed into that side, but I made sure that I got to do what I wanted to do. And then I talked to the coaches, I talked to my teammates, and I said that I think I'd be more useful on this field rather than what I'm doing now. So I kind of advocated for myself there, which I think is very important. But yeah, I do notice, especially in the teams that I mentor as well, girls often get pushed to the innovation project side or things that are like less technical, and require less like, you know, career and STEM based um, fields. So yeah, I do notice that a lot, and I think girls should be advocating for themselves more and, you know, talking about what they want to do on the team.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Like coming also from like a partial co-ed team, seen
Hmm.
that a lot for sure.
Yeah.
What's one robotics achievement you're especially proud of in any of your three leagues, or just what's something that you've worked really hard for?
Yeah, so in my sophomore year of high school, when I first joined my FRC team, I proposed like an idea for like the challenge was to like shoot these foam rings into a target. So I proposed an idea for the shooter that would do the like shooting of the rings, and I worked a lot on like proposing the idea, and then I worked on designing it and testing it. And I think that's something I'm very proud of because I went through all like aspects of designing a successful shooter. Um, and I like went through the physics of it. I went through how to build it, how to CAD it, all that stuff. And in the end, the shooter was very effective. So I'm definitely that's probably my most proudest achievement in
Yeah,
robotics.
that's very, very cool. Yeah. It's rare to see people who will like take through every single step rather than just like shooting out an idea nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our final part of the interview. So part three, so this is more of the like reflective and taking time to just reflect on robotics as a
Mhm.
field or as a sport.
Yeah.
So how has robotics shaped how you see your future in STEM? This could just be like you personally or like as a girl, how do you see your future in STEM?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I've been doing robotics for more than 8 years now. So it's definitely like it's over half my life that I've been doing robotics. So robotics has definitely shaped every like aspect of my life, like my social life, my personal life, everything. So I think, and I also like noticed that I learned so many like disciplinary skills with robotics. So in STEM specifically, I think robotics has helped me gain like a sense of what I need to do in a STEM field and it's given me a lot of experience. So I think with this experience that I've gotten from doing robotics for so long, I can kind of see myself doing the same things and taking the same steps and processes in a STEM career. So yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I know you've already talked a lot about this like throughout the interview, but if you were to hone in on one thing, one specific thing, what's one thing that you would change in robotics as like a whole to make it more supportive and like equitable for girls?
Yeah. I want to change the perspective people have about robotics. I don't think a lot of people view robotics as something that's like, it's only a technical thing. You can only do it if you're super smart and you know how to code or you know how to do advanced physics and calculus and all that. It's really not that. Like anyone can do robotics. Anyone who has an idea can do robotics, and with the right like support, they can, you know, go through the entire process of building something that works super, super well. So I think the whole like like how people view robotics should change as something that can be like anyone can do robotics. You don't need any skills to start robotics because you learn everything throughout, like along the way. So girls can join robotics even if they don't know anything and still do the technical things that like people expect you to already know.
Yeah, it's really good advice. So, final question. So, what do you want other girls, especially those thinking about joining robotics, to know just about being in robotics? I think this is kind of similar to what you said, but it's like one final thing that you'd want to leave to anybody who's watching or listening to this.
Yeah, just like I said before, robotics is not, it's not hard. Anyone can do it, especially girls can do it. I think girls have, a better advantage because usually we think about things a lot more before acting. So that's really helpful in doing robotics. And yeah, I think you just need to be confident, even though if you struggle with self-confidence or if you kind of doubt yourself, robotics is an especially good experience to just put yourself out there and you learn a lot about yourself doing robotics as well. So I think if you even have like the slightest idea, like, oh, I would like to do, like in my future, I would like to like design something or make something, then join robotics because you can get experience and, maybe work on that in the future.
Yeah, okay. Well, this interview has been super helpful. Thank you so much. It was lovely hearing from you.
Yeah,
That is
thank
all we
you.
have for today, but thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.